Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, my friends. And welcome to this live stream. It's Thursday, 1st of October, and today is our month closing. So what do we expect for Bitcoin, guys? We will discuss it shortly on this live stream. And, I think October is most likely going to be a little bit choppy because October month end, sorry. I think we will be likely more, going to accumulate or go towards 69.5, 69.6. That's where the bulls will defend Bitcoin, basically the green box that you're watching around the wave for practically. And congratulations, first of all, to all my WSOT squad. We ended up with 119th position. Last week, we were at 77th position. We pushed it so hard. We traded so nicely. Every single person in the community did their best. So I just wanted to congratulate each and every one of you. And though my target was top 50, we missed it by like 17 or 27 points. And that's fine. Next year, inshallah, we will be aiming for top 20. And I would want the best squad. We will be having the best squad. Me and Shaur will be working damn hard, to push us to top 20. Basically, we will be developing more and more members. And now we have got a new announcement to make. First of all, is that we have got our new rising talent, Element X. So I'd just like to welcome him on board as a rising talent. He really performed nicely in October. We are having currently Bundy as our rising talent, and now we have Element X. So let's see how things goes for the next 5-6 months, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm damn sure we are here to push them to the edge so that they can develop into one of the best traders from 21M technicals, basically. And so yeah, let's start it. And also to all my Indian communities and those who celebrate Diwali, I wish you a very, very happy Diwali. Today is the Diwali. Everyone is celebrating in India and abroad. So wishing you and your family a very happy and a prosperous Diwali. Well, what is next for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen? What are we buying? Yesterday, I tried to scalp Bitcoin for 2 scalps, basically on the lower term time frame. One of this scalp over here got stopped, literally got stopped at my break. Got stopped and pumped up like this for like 1.5 to 2 hour. I would say 1 hour basically. So that was a miscalculation from my end. Another scalp for the Bitcoin then stopped out as well on the lower term time frame. Basically, 2 Bitcoin scalps got stopped out for me yesterday. But overall, I think I'm happy that how we have performed and how our plans have played out. Like few days back, hey, hi Himanshu, hi Moses, hi Rollman, and let's try and build a big bag for Bitcoin, guys. I think we are going to witness is the new all-time highs going into the November first week, basically. This week, in my view, we should be making a new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Let's see how this prophecy, gonna work. I don't provide any time analysis, but I will show you how I derived the time analysis that this week we should be making new all-time highs for Bitcoin, subject to the levels we need to hold actually. So let's deep dive into it. First of all, if you talk about Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, just going to the hard term time frame scenarios for Bitcoin, I want to, first of all, I want to analyze what hard term time frame looks like for Bitcoin over here. So first, this live stream is going to be very much little bit more bigger than you would anticipate because I want to discuss the hard term time frames, my target for Bitcoin, and what would be the next levels for the Bitcoin. So first of all, if we just have to look on our bearish shark pattern for the Bitcoin, yes, we have a strong bearish shark pattern forming, and normally the bearish shark targets lies between 1 0.13 fib extension, and anywhere between 1.13 to 1.618. Basically, this is a red box, so it can top out anywhere between 76,490 to 86,200. I really don't see Bitcoin going anywhere above $87,000. Not a single penny, not even a cent. I am saying this practically, whether you like it or not, but I really don't see Bitcoin going to those anything above those levels, even if we have to make new all-time highs. Whosoever probably screaming 100k, 200k, or even 500k from now have to really think of how they analyze things, or is it just maybe like their biasness talking? If you remember, in March we sold our Bitcoin at 70,500 practically here. We sold every bag that we bought from 39.5. We bought from a 16,400. We bought from $60,000. Every damn thing we sold actually, and did not bought a single bag, even if we went to $50,000. So practically, this in my view is our wave 5 at this point. And this is the bearish shark. If you look at the bearish shark, it clearly tells me that this move that we got on the Bitcoin, practically this dump, practically the ones that I'm circling right now, was your ABC. That was your ABC move. That was your wave 4, and then we started literally a wave 5, which would be like 1, 2, and we are in the wave 3 right now. So wave 3 would end around 1.13, maybe even probably end around 75k. Would be somewhere around 76,960 to $75,500. I'll go into the low term time frame, so don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. But this is where I think the bearish shark plays out. My target for the bearish shark is likely going to be 2023 highs, which is going to be 45,197. And yes, that's going to give us a good bounce, but that would be the failed bounce. And I'm expecting it to go towards the monthly support of 37,184 minimum. Now, hear me out, guys. I'm not bullish. I'm not bearish. I'm playing what I see in front of my screen. And in front of my screen, when you have the bearish shark, which means that there is a very likelihood that this rally that we are watching without any spot buying, because this pump, if you see the Coinbase chart, this is the Coinbase chart. This pump is literally without any buy volume. There is no volume at all. Even if you see the Binance spot chart, there is no volume at all. Someone is selling, I don't know who, maybe, but someone is offloading, someone is taking profits. And even if you look at the CME chart, the CME chart is also not having that volume. And on top of that, we will be forming a weekly bearish divergence and a monthly bearish divergence once Bitcoin makes new all-time high. That's going to be the most biggest sign of an exhaustion on the market that you guys would witness. Practically, in my view, this shark is a very high likely to play out. But yes, right now we are seeing shark, and we are going to play that way. The invalidation of the shark would be $89,000. I mean, anything above $89,000, and yes, this shark is going to invalidate. Everything has the invalidation levels, and hence, till things are under these levels, we will play this shark. And I would want to catch a perfect executed top of the Bitcoin, the way we caught it around in 2021 with 64k, and 2020 one itself for 69.1 exact pico top when I was in WWG, if you remember, at that point of time, practically. So I would really want to catch this top, because the next target for Bitcoin, if this shark plays out, and very high likely for it to play out, because I have a very good confluence at those levels for Bitcoin to dump practically. So what would be the another confluence for Bitcoin? So if this is bearish shark, I do have a very solid bullish biasness as well on the heart and time frame. Let me show you as well. So I hope you got this bearish shark. But this bearish shark is going to trigger a bear market, but it's going to be so bullish. The bear market would be so damn bullish. Why? Let me show you. And along with the timelines, I'll show you. So this is going to be the sell-off zone as I've already marked it over here. Just imagine this bullish cipher is so damn bullish. Practically, we will be topping anywhere before 13th of January 2025 or around 13th of January 2025. So we will make a top around or on or before these levels, and after 13th of January 2025, that's a 1618 time frame. After that, I'm expecting Bitcoin to start declining and most likely going to give us a big massive dump. And the target for our buy zone, practically we would be bottoming anywhere between 6th of February 2026 to 16th of May 2026. That's going to be our buy zone. The minimum levels that I'm expecting for Bitcoin to test would be around $28,562, and max it can go around $23,300. I am not expecting Bitcoin to probably take out the 15K lows. At this point, I don't have a visibility whether it's going to take it. Honestly speaking, I don't know yet. But logically, if the sell-off zone plays out, this would be our buy zone. So just imagine shorting the whole market, and the Bitcoin dominance is going to go to a little bit sideways, and in between we will see a big alt season. Actually, it's not going to be like a major alt season. No, it's going to be like a alt season where you're going to see alt overall total alt market cap will pump 50 to 60%. Of course, that is alt season where Bitcoin is dumping. The rotation of money will happen at that point of time, practically. So this is what the hard-term time frame scenario tells me. Now, hear me out. As I mentioned, 89,000 is going to be the invalidation for this whole scenario. And, that 89,000 is roughly, if you see, around 1618 at Fibonacci levels. Practically, you can go till 89, but you should not go above 89K. That's the limit for Bitcoin. We should not be going beyond $89,000. Anything above 89 and this whole bullish case will get invalidated, and practically we would then be looking for a major impulsive move to more than $120,000 at that point of time. And then we will just probably change our course and change the plans accordingly. But what I'm watching right now is, yes, it's a very valid cipher, the bullish cipher, the mega bullish cipher, along with the bearish shark on the daily, with weekly bearish divergence formation, and along with monthly bearish divergence. If you look at here the weekly time frame, it's a very good. RSI is bearish. You see, once we make new all-time highs, RSI going to form a very good bad divergence. Hey, hi Will, long time. How's everything? And I hope everything is good at your end. And give my love to your princess, small 3 princesses. So yep. And Bruno, I hope he's fine. So basically this is going to form a very good bearish divergence on the weekly. Check it out the monthly as well. Another bearish divergence towards a monthly chart. And I'm damn sure this is likely, the monthly is going to form a very strong bear divergence, practically speaking. And people are not prepared for this sort of a bear divergence on monthly to play out practically. And we are not prepared. Nobody is prepared. Everybody wants to make new all-time highs and just keep on pumping up to 20K basically. But that's not how the market works. The market is not gonna let you make money every damn time. It's going to make you FOMO. The FOMO is going to keep pumping, keep pushing the price till the bigger market makers sell off their bags, and practically there won't be any practical new market makers who are going to buy the Bitcoin, except Seller. He announced that he's going to raise $42 billion to buy more Bitcoin, basically. And I think if he does being very greedy, when people start being very greedy, guys, you know how it ends up. the more you greed, the more the greed, takes your mind. The point will be coming very, very soon when you'll just probably end up giving up yourself to that greed, and you will lose everything basically. So I don't know what he is thinking about, but in my view, I think seller is probably lost his mind actually, and he's being so greedy at this point. I would not want you guys to be greedy over here. If you really wanted to be greedy, you should have been greedy around $52,000, 50K levels. That's where you should have been greedy. That's where. If you really want to be greedy, you should have greedy at 25K, 39K. These are the levels where you should have been greedy, but being greedy at 74,000 doesn't make sense, my friend. It doesn't work that way actually, because we are not in another Bitcoin cycle that is going to probably give $400,000 or $500,000 very, very soon. Just look at the structure. In my view, the structure clearly tells me that this is something. I mean, this 5 waves is coming to an end basically. This move is coming to an end. I don't know what's gonna happen. Probably is gonna dump it back down to probably 14K. I don't know, but minimum target in my view is 28,850. Maybe we can probably dump to $14,000 as well. Concept from here, unless and until we start dumping actually, or we start losing $40,000, then we will be probably seeing a good targets for Bitcoin at that point of time. But this is what the short-term time frame plan for Bitcoin. Hey, hi Udin, how are you, my friend? I hope you are good. And your target is 8183K. It makes sense actually. That's a good levels for a sell-off zone. But I just hope and wish that it don't reject from a 1.13. Normally a bearish shark, the bearish shark have a tendency to give us a failed breakout. It is very, very likely to give us a failed breakout. And when the failed breakout happens, what would normally happen is people are going to start selling so quickly. They would feel like we're dumping, it's done, Bitcoin is finished. And it's just probably going to take everyone out, like for like surprise. And just gonna probably keep on dumping. Because whosoever, if you look at the overall range over here, just look at this bigger range that we are talking about from the previous all-time highs. The whole range, you have a value area high at 69.9K. So if Bitcoin starts dumping under 69.9 now, at this point, everybody is going to start panicking. The panic would be so much that you won't even understand. I mean, people will just probably start panicking itself. What the hell is happening? It's like we should be selling right now, and automatically it will trigger a sell-off. So you really don't want to see Bitcoin losing 69.9 on H4 or daily. We just want to hold above 69.9. For really we want to make new all-time highs practically, because the red box is our premium zone. Whenever the market goes into the premium zone, we see a sell-off, every damn time. Look at here, we see a sell-off, a sell-off, a sell-off, and a sell-off. And over here, slightly before the sell-off, but yeah. And also right now, what we are just watching is a sell-off. It's very simple logic, because practically we are in the premium zone. Premium zone is where the buyers offload their bags that bought in the discount zone. And majority of the buyers, if you see here, bought their Bitcoin bags around 63,100, despite the fact that the premium zone was around these levels of $57,000 to $55,000. That is what your premium zone was for the Bitcoin, and that is where the discount zone was. So this is what the overall logic is in my view for the bearish shark. A failed breakout would lead to a massive dump. And the bearish shark target, as I mentioned, the sweep of this lows, 49,150 is the minimum. And there is no support between 49,150 and $40,000. Practically, we don't have any support. So once we start losing it, the liquidations will start trigger, and we would simply dump it back down to $40,000 minimum. That's where the bounce is going to happen then at that point of time. But these things are coming, and it's coming. I mean, I don't know who is talking about this shark, whether anybody sees this shark, but as a harmonic trader, I have been practicing this harmonic since almost close to 3 years now. I would not say I'm that pro, or maybe I would be the one that I would say that it's going to play out. But yes, the shark is a very high probable trade in my view, and I'm going to play that way, my friends. Okay. Also, the shark can also reject from 886 Fibonacci levels. Practically, uh, the shark can be 886 Fibonacci levels, which means that even this might be the top. If we start losing, 69.9 on the daily, even I have to consider this is the top. Not necessarily that we should be making new all-time highs. This is the shark. Shark targets are anywhere between 0.886 Fibonacci levels to 1.13 Fibonacci levels. Can even extend to 1618. So these are the two probable targets for the shark at that point of time, ladies and gentlemen. So something to keep in mind. 69.9 is now our levels that the bulls need to defend. And today monthly closing is going to decide the next course of action. Now let's go down to the lower term time frame for Bitcoin. Just look at here, guys. This is the very bigger high term time frame plan. It's just that if Bitcoin goes above 89k, we open doors for the bigger pump to 1618 of 100k, and eventually it will lead to 2414. That's going to be your target for Bitcoin around 144k. I don't know where my parallel lines or channels went. Where is my parallel channel? I think you can also see we have a very nice channel around these levels, which is likely going to get a resistance around 81 to $82,000 at the max. And this is the channel. Probably we are just likely going to accumulate this. Is also a very good perspective, but I really want to see where is my channel. 1 second. Yeah, we got the channel now. I'm just gonna hide this channel over here. So I'm just gonna change the color of this channel. Parallel channel 0.5. I'm gonna make it probably white and slightly thicker. Okay. And one, I'm gonna make it light blue. I don't know what this color is, but yeah, perfect. So this is our channel, and on top of this channel, normally the bull run targets would be around the double of the channel. That's what every bull run gives us. So you simply probably just copy and clone the channel. You clone it. It's a very simple technique, and if you look at this technique, it means that we will be doubling in the pump normally doubles in the size of the previous bull run normally. That's what it means. So your top would be around for the Bitcoin would be around, exact top would be around, I just need to see the channel. Hold on. Perfect. So your top would be around for the Bitcoin would be 123,328.34. So that is where the top then would be for Bitcoin at that point of time. And the next bear market would trigger the dump where we would be flushing the longs around 49k, and max we will go down to $43,000. And this is how the plan, in case if we go above 89, 90k, you will go to 123,000 plus, reject, accumulate for a double top like this, come back down to the support of the previous all-time highs, go to take the liquidity under this of 50k and to the support of equilibrium, bounce, accumulate there another, and then we run up further $500,000. Practically then would mean that 40k would be your support at that point of time. At that point of time, your 40k would be your extreme support. This is what the overall bigger plan would mean at that point of time for Bitcoin. So that is a very simplistic way of putting Bitcoin perspective in my view. Talking about Bitcoin on the lower term time frame, if you look at the Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is missing one more push practically Why? Because I am saying 3 waves actually. Normally we pump up with the 5 waves. This is wave 1, maybe wave 2 over here at this point, wave 2. That's your wave 3 with a good volume up. And right now we are doing maybe ABCW, ABCX, and maybe ABCY. Y normally end up, I think 69,900 is where I would be bidding personally with an invalidation under 69,140. I would like to, because I think we would be doing something like this, a breakdown. So this is like a breakdown. Everybody thinks that this is a breakdown, and we'll just probably dump it back down to 65,000. The bears, they probably don't sleep actually. Every dump and they'll be happy. Hey God, we are bears. I mean, we are winning. And bulls is like, I know what you're doing. You fucking bears, I know. So let them trap, let them make, let them be happy for a while that Bitcoin is dumping to $60,000 from here. Let them be happy. Once they get trapped, once we get more and more liquidity on the upside, the liquidity is now residing over here at 73K, is residing here at 74K. What we are going to do, we're going to run them, fuck them up till 75K, maximum 75, 6, 7,000. That's it. And after that, the big sharp sell-off will happen to 68,400. Yes, that's true. It's going to happen. So maybe it can even probably happen around 66.5 as well. Or maybe just probably the top would be in, and probably we're just going to start dumping back down to 63K, because the sharp target, as I mentioned, is somewhere around 76,000 minimum. 76,300 or 200 we saw on the Coinbase. So probably here as well, it will be somewhere around 76,200, 76,300. So this is going to be a very wild, dump in my view. It's just going to probably take everyone by surprise, practically. So I am buying Bitcoin. I'll be giving a long on Bitcoin at 69,900, and we will DCA Bitcoin with $69,600, and with our stop loss would be on a 69,138. Because if we go on a 69,138, that's it, khalas. That would be the end of the rally, and I don't know what would this move would be, because this can't be ABC. C can't be that bigger in size if you're talking about ABC. So in my view, I think we definitely would be holding up the 69.1K levels at this point of time. Just look at the alternative theory for Bitcoin. So I am literally going to buy Bitcoin, actually along it, I would say. Even if we look at for the support lines or the trend line over here. So if you draw the trend line from 59K with this support, yeah, you have a trend line support which is around 69K practically. And also, I would not want Bitcoin to dump it back down to those levels. So yes, I'm willing to play these long scalps. I will be giving a scalp. I will be giving an official trade, guys, and in the Discord, once I see completion of the 5 waves. But in my view, the 5th wave should complete anywhere close to 69.9 to 69.5 dollars. Maybe we can even big to 69,140. That's a possibility, but I don't think it will go under that. So basically, my target based on the fibs is anywhere between 69.9 to 69.400, or I would say $69,500. That's where we would be buying actually. Okay, I will give the official long call. So that is what the Bitcoin, and that's we have a trend line as well. I was expecting Bitcoin to reject from here, and because that's a premium zone, we can't probably get acceptance in one go. So it's a very clean, very clean 5 waves actually, very clean. I mean, you look at this. This is 1, 2. This is 3, 4, 5. Unless if this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this was some sort of a triangle, which we literally broke out of. So practically, normally the triangle happens in wave 4 actually, meaning that what if this might be your wave 1, wave 2, and this was your wave 3, a small 4, and then we go to 5. So might be the 5 waves might already be finished. And if you start losing 69K, we accept the loss, we close it, and we just probably dump like this. Simple. As I mentioned, a shark can also top around 0.886 Fibonacci levels, which means that we literally miss the top, double top. Like this is going to be like a double top for the Bitcoin, and then probably it's going to be like a hell of a trap. And then the shark gonna target somewhere around 40K. So that's what. But right now, I don't have a confirmation at this point that the shark top is around 0.86. I still think that one more push is then inevitable. The new all-time highs is coming, basically the first week of November. This week itself, I'll show you the time fibs on how the time fibs would coincide with the new all-time highs, for the Bitcoin. Let me show you. Many people try to, I've seen it publicly. Many people try to, counter or maybe just probably make some wild accusations to those traders and just making fun of them, basically. For example, I'm not a fan of anyone, but for example, Credible Crypto. I mean, many might think he's a scammer, many might think whatever, I don't know. But I think every person has its own, ways of trading. Basically, whatever they see, they play. Every trader has its own different way. If let's assume if every traders simply think the same way, how the market works, it's not going to work out. You need traders who probably counter trade. I mean, they think in a different way. That's very simplistic approach or simplistic way of putting it. I think, if things don't play out, that doesn't mean the trader is not good. It might be, for example, that trader, would have seen things differently. That's it. It's his style, basically. Something did not work out doesn't mean that he's a bad trader, actually, or someone is going to be a bad trader. So I think we should just probably, look at ourselves first, what we would have done in those situations, rather than pointing fingers on someone else, So practically, if you look at the wave 1, the wave 2 normally would end around, 2 Fibonacci levels. Normally, if you look at the red line. So that's where the wave 2 ended, basically. Okay. As you can see, now similarly, the time fib study suggests that if this is your top, your wave 3 or wave 4 would end anywhere between 1st November 2024 and 2nd November 2024, practically. So we should not be, normally if wave 2 is too big in time, wave 4 is not going to be so big in time. So what we should be probably bottoming around 1st of November 2024, which is going to be 4 a.m. UTC time. 4 a.m. UTC time. So this is where the bottom formation for the Bitcoin for the wave 4. So we might probably do something like this. A small push up like a bearish retest to 71.4. We go up here, do something like this, chop, and boom. We go up anywhere between 3rd November and 3rd November and 4th November will be your top. And then we start going back down after this because it's going to end the whole cycle. So let's see. I mean, I'm not pro in time fibs, guys. I'm still learning phase for the time fibs. But yes, if as a trader, you keep on learning new things so as to add more and more confidence. So we'll see how it plays out. I'll keep you posted as well. But this is my plan for the Bitcoin. For Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, my Harmonic, it still stands valid and we rejected from the 886 Fibonacci levels. And I think what ETH is going to do is there in front of your screen. Basically, this is stopped. And even if Bitcoin makes new all-time highs, in my view, ETH's not going to make it. So I think ETH is not going to make new all-time highs unless we flip 2642 levels. Or basically, I would even say that till we flip this supply block. This is your supply block. So till we don't flip the green box, forget about it. The only ETH is going to do is dumping more down. So you got a good bounce on the ETH Bitcoin. Very good. But now it's time for ETH USDT to dump practically. So I think I would not be more interested in ETH along with alts. Many alts would do good. Many alts will not do good. Overall, I think others crypto market cap is forming a triangle. I'll just go onto that chart as well. But this is what I think for ETH actually. We might just really retest it around this zone for ETH. So let me just draw the fibs for you. So let's say this is your top for ETH. because we're just going back to 0.86. Doesn't make sense to dump from 886. Only makes sense if it was bullish. It should have flipped 886. It should have broke the 886 and make new all-time highs. I mean, not the all-time highs, swing highs. We would have literally invalidated this whole harmonic, but it chose to dump practically, which means that something is off for the ETH. So I think what ETH is going to do is, there's an order block around 2512 and 2500 to 2512 on the 4 hours time frame. So that is where the logically the longs make sense for ETH. And you can ride from there to 2640 and maybe even to the green box of 2684. Once we flip the green box, yes, we can simply pump it up to, as I mentioned, $3,000. Until we don't flip this green box, we are going to play this way. So for ETH, we're just going to play levels and on levels. Okay. Now, if you even look at the ETH on the 2 hours time frame, I'll show you very, very interesting thing for ETH. And I'm not sure how many of you guys are ready for it. Just look at here, double harmonic. And last time when I saw this double harmonic, I saw the similar harmonic on Link. And what happened with Link was it literally did a fat dump. And it was nasty actually. You can see right now Link is at $12 basically. It went down to $11 practically. You know, look at the double harmonic we have. So practically speaking, you have a shark and you have a cipher. So practically we are going down, whether you like it or not. So I am not gonna play, you know, Ethereum. Basically, once this Bitcoin gives the fifth wave, once it tops out, exit the whole market. Whatever the spot bags you have, literally fucking exit. Few of the alts in my view, which are looking good at the moment, but still they need a little bit more and more push. They need to break certain levels or flip certain levels for it to make them very, very bullish, honestly. So I mean, ETH, this is what I give you guys. Shark plus a cipher, it never goes wrong actually. This has to play out. And if ETH is looking bearish, we have to be very cautious playing Bitcoin as well. What if this might be the top of something and it just probably wrecked us? And that's the reason I am looking for a lower term time frame wave count for Bitcoin. And the lower term time frame wave count clearly tells me that this was your clear ABC, which I was knowing ABC. That was a very clear move. And then you got another, you know, some sort of wave one. And if you look at this structure over here, so that was your 1, 2, and then you got another 1, 2, so 1, 2, and you're going wave 3, 4, 5. So that's your wave 3. We're likely going to end somewhere around 70k maybe. We're going to have a bearish retest for the wave 4. And then, as I mentioned, we will be dumping back down to 69.9 and 69.5, anywhere in between. That's going to finish wave 5. So 5 waves are going to end this wave for the Bitcoin. And then we start, you know, making higher highs. The trend will shift. Highs, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, chop, chop, chop. Sideways correction. People will think that we will dump more because we have lost a trend line. And boom, we pump up. This is how it can do, basically. So we still have a little bit more time to buy Bitcoin, to accumulate Bitcoin. Let's just probably finish the 31st of October. Let's just see how the monthly closes. And after that, probably we can look for some good long opportunities if things are holding. Let's also talk about Solana perfectly playing out the triangle. I think I posted it on the community and the channel. This was my plan for Solana, I think. Let me just probably do the logarithmic chart so that you all can know about it. Yep. So this is the perfect, I would say, ascending triangle sort of thing. And yeah, that was my plan for Solana. And it's a very valid plan, basically. So that's another A, B, C. And you're likely going to see a retest of a minimum of 135. Maybe even 119, and once we really break out, this is where you buy. Your target for Sol will be 270, 290 at that point of time. you know, but certainly we are rejecting it. So till we don't see a clear breakout now of this trend line, I would not want you to buy, not I want to dip. If you really want to buy the dip, 161 to 160 is the levels where you would probably look for buying the dip opportunity for Solana. But as we have tested those levels 3 times on lower term time frame, you know, I think that levels might not hold this time. We simply might see a massive dump on Sol, simply towards a order block and a liquidity pool of around 151, and then 162 is going to act like a resistance, and then we further dump it back down to 136 along with Ethereum. So that's the bigger plan. The bull case scenario, as I mentioned, would only be when we start flipping or breaking out of this trend line. So once we break out, you simply long it, forget about it with a very tight stop loss, and no bear plan. Once you break out, no bearish plan. You simply look for a pump up to $217 and $235. That's where you're gonna play Solana. But for now, I'm seeing this bear plan to play out rather than being bullish. Looking to Ethereum, if ETH is bearish, I don't see why Solana would be bullish even if Ethereum looks good. Yes, overall, Ethereum is going to tank the overall market actually. Sei, I was hoping for Sei to long. I closed my long at break even, and right now Sei is at my entry of 398. If you see here, it's 392, and the plan is still valid. How I would like to long it, it's like retesting this support. If Bitcoin also bounces, I think Sei can literally give us a fucking big bounce in my view. And if you look at this Sei plan, I think Sei is also likely doing, you know, some sort of a 5-wave structure, unless if this is some sort of a, you know, you see that's a very good support right now we are having, unless this shit is doing ABC. So practically we need to hold this trend line, as well as practically I think Sei needs to hold 38 cents. You know, we really need to hold 38 cents, and I would not like to see Sei dumping under 38 cents, because if this is wave 3 and we are right now doing wave 4, I think Sei needs to hold 38 cents. We should not be going a single dollar or a single cents under 38. That's the end game for Sei, basically. And how you would want to be bullish on Sei, where are we going to buy the dips for Sei? You can buy right now with a 38 cent stop loss, clearly 38 cent stop loss. In my view, you can buy, but where I would buy, because you know I normally don't play with 1K or 2K. I play very big, so I need to be very confident on what we are buying and wherever buying. So how I would buy, let's say flip the EMA 200 on the 1 hour, which is roughly around 40 cents, 0.4. I would be happy to buy slightly higher on Sei with a very good confluence. I'm really happy to do that rather than simply buying right now. So practically I'm just going to wait for Sei to give me that flip of 40 cents. Once it flips, I think Sei can literally go pump it up to, in my view, if let's say this is your bottom for Sei, then yeah, because we are very close to 161 at invalidation for the wave 4, and you really want Sei to even flip 0.382 Fibonacci levels, and then later we're gonna pump it up to 1414161 at Fibonacci levels. Practically it will be somewhere around, so yeah, 140 cents is flipped into support 0.3994, which is like approximate 40 cents. Once it flips, we buy with our stop loss 39 cents. It's just the 1 cent, you know, something like that. It'd be very, very nice. The take profit target for Sei would be around 44 cents, 43.72, 44 cents. Now, the irony is, what if this is 1, 2, 1, 2? If this is 1, 2, 1, 2, it's fucked up. Why? Because we might take profit here, but what it does is, it does something like this. This is the irony of playing Sei actually. So right now, I don't see 1, 2, 1, 2 scenario, but the 5 waves actually looking to the Ethereum, of course. So let's say we're just likely going to play the 5 waves to 43.4, to 44 cents. And if this plays out, I think the you can still make 10% to 10% to 11% gains minimum. And if that level flip of 44.4, if this is flip, because we have liquidity around 46 cents as well as the bigger liquidity around 52 cents, then we will see at that point of time. But for now, I think I would not be bearish on Sei till we are above 38 cents. Yeah, once we start losing 38 cents, then I will be looking for a bounce towards 786 Fibonacci levels. That would still be bullish in my view, but not the way I would have told you that it will be bullish for like giving you 10-11% bounce. But still, it's going to give you a good bounce in my view. If it start breaking down under, it's going to be like a deviation, and you're going to still get a bounce till 0.382 Fibonacci levels, around 40 cents as a bearish retest of 8 to 9%, which is still good actually in my view. So either wait for 40 cents flip, or probably wait for it to go to 36.8 cents. Okay, nothing in between. So you have a farm employment change. It's not going to impact much on the crypto. Earlier also, if you see the numbers, it never have impacted it, my friend. Yes, if you look from the gold perspective, I think gold is fucking topped out and perfectly played out my 5 waves. And probably you can't just probably mess with my faves actually. Look at the 5th wave that we had on the gold actually. It was around, my levels were around 2786, but just probably double top around 2789.97. Practically speaking, gold is done in my view. And the way we are dumping it, this clearly tells me that it's topped out. Basically, this is your 5th wave. And I'm really happy to short our shorts the break even right now, or sorry, in profits. Our entry is 2746 if you remember. And I think gold is likely going to see a retest of 2722. And if we do close like this, an engulfing candle on the daily as well as the monthly candle, if you look at it, will be bullish. The monthly candle, I think monthly should not be closing above 2722. So that's why we are having some volatility right now. But overall, I think a daily is not looking that great for the bulls. But right now we are in the order block. So definitely we will see a double bottom sort of thing at a bounce for gold actually. But overall, I think even if you look at the retest of 272, that would be to buy and to short it here further, making like this, and then further dump like this on 2631. Because I'm done with the gold actually. The 5th waves is completed. You see the 5th waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the minimum retracement that anybody would anticipate for the gold would be the golden pocket zone practically. That would be the bare minimum retracement that you're going to have it for gold, which is going to be somewhere around 2670. However, as this is not going to be the bear retracement I'm looking for, because in my view, I'm not aiming for further push up on gold, because that's your wave 5 actually. That this is where the extended wave 5 for the gold is. If you look at the chart over here on the weekly time frame, that is the story that we are looking for, a very, very, very extended wave 5. And I would even say that I would just probably like to change my count as well. This would be the wave 1, and that's gonna be your 0, and that's gonna be your wave 2 basically. So practically we started with the wave 1 over here, and then the lower wave 1, and then we started with the wave 2 over here practically. And then what we did is, this was your wave 3, and I would say here, let me just put it up. Normally wave 3 is new all-time highs, so we'll have to make it up for that. Yeah, perfect. So if 1, 2, so what if this is a possibility? I mean, I'm just not saying that it is not a possibility, but we are done with the 5 waves. So the logical next target would be 2670. And so what we might do is, for the remainder of the year, what we might do is probably shop around 2500 or so for a wave 4 target actually. This is like a wave 3. Because if you look at the RSI over here, we are clearly saying that RSI is literally into one of the most, I would say, over bot territory at this point. It's a green actually. Normally we reverse from those levels, and it just normally dumps a lot from these levels. So I would also say that just fuck off gold actually. You have to sell it. That's it. That's what you have to do. And maybe it's going to probably top around here. The line that you're watching, it's a channel line, and I would like to see gold doing something like this. So it's going to test like these levels as support for the wave 4, and then probably in 2025 we're going to push up like this one more time, and we're going to hit our take profits for the swing short, basically for the gold. That's what we want to do, right? Yeah. So that's the target for the gold, ladies and gentlemen. 1 2 3 4 5, and wave 3 is in. Practically you can count on me that gold is dumping to 2429. I can probably say that, and with utmost confidence in my view. Of course, you see, I mean, the channels never lie actually. So if you look at the channel over here, what did gold do? So this was the previous all-time highs, this was the channel highs, this was the lows, and once we break the channel highs, the previous channel highs, we rejected, we went very close to the to the previous support basically. And I would even say 0.14 Fibonacci levels. So how would you compute the 14 Fibonacci levels? You just probably draw the fibs from here till like this. So if you see, if you just probably put like 0.14, where is 0.14 would be the support. So we'll just probably look at for the 786 Fibonacci levels. That's fine. So 786 would be your support. You see, that was where the support is. And then once you flip it, you go for an equilibrium of the range. So I'm just gonna light it up. So this is your range highs. Now this would be your new range lows, like a support. This is going to be equilibrium, like a new equilibrium support, and then when you flip it, you go for $3,600. So my target for gold for this overall damn bull run is, in my view, I think would be somewhere around the range highs, which is 3,600, 540 to 3,600. Can even go to 3,750. But yes, that's what gold is going to do. So the next dip you're going to get for around 2,420, 2,400. Just buy the dip, okay? Don't wait for $2,000. It's not likely going to come right now. It will come, but not now. Because after this fifth wave, we will be pumping up to $3,000. That's where your bigger wave 5 is going to end. Because if you look at here, this is some sort of a very interesting theory that I have for gold. But if you look at this move, this is 1 2. So practically this is 1 2 3 accumulation 4, and we are in the wave 5 right now. So when this is done, we will see a massive dump. So after $3,000, I'm expecting a massive dump on gold to retest the support of $2,000. That is going to be our wave 4, and maybe even to the previous all-time highs of 1943, and after that push it up to $3,600. So that's what I expect gold to do, basically. So that's the plan for the gold, for those who really want or interested in gold. Let's also check silver, and after we are done with the silver, let's talk about the all season. What I'm expecting, 50% pump for all season basically. So silver have made a swing highs. I think we should be taking profits on silver in my view, but looking to the gold, that I estimate gold might be topped out, silver might be topped out as well. Looking to the structure, over here. So what I think silver would do is, I think silver would dump back down to $30, maybe can even do like 29.3, and then if we reclaim it, would be nice. We can push it up further to $36, $37, but I would say we exit, because I think silver is likely forming is going to dump it back down to $22 actually. So I would be taking full profits around anywhere between $39 to $40. That's what I would do actually. In case if we start losing $30 on weekly time frame, then I would simply just sell everything Well, because we have bought silver around here. This is where we bought, if you remember. This was the levels we bought silver. And also we bought silver around these levels as well, of $26. And also we bought silver around $27. So practically speaking, you still have good profits on silver. But this is what I anticipate for silver actually. Let's talk about the other crypto market cap. Other crypto market cap is forming a triangle basically. And right now what we are watching is still not a wave 2, but I would say we are still in an early phase of maybe ABC formation, which also means that, you know, if you just probably zoom in a little bit, what we might be watching is two possibilities over here for a triangle. So that's a perfect 786, another 786. So you really want other crypto market cap alts to hold 786 Fibonacci levels, and I'm expecting golden pocket zone to of course give us a good bounce, practically speaking. So yeah, 209 to 207 billion dollars would be very, very nice for alts. That is where we should be buying the dips for alts. Now what might happen is, what if the bear case, this is the bull case scenario. The bear case is, if what if this is A, B and C, and this is not, this is the bear case, okay, and this is simply, we are, you know, wave A, and we are doing A, B, you know, C, D, another small bounce like E wave, or maybe like a fake out, and then dump. Or we can even do something like this. That's going to be the bear case scenario. So the red one would be the bear case, and the yellow one is the bull case. The invalidation levels for the bullish case scenario would be $200 billion. If we go under $200 billion, khalas. Don't even look to alts at this point, because alts are going to dump it back down to $140 billion practically, which means that alts are going to lose far more value, you know, than Ethereum. They'll simply lose 40% of the value, which means that many of your alts are going to probably go zero as well. And hence, you know, even if we are buying INJ, which I think it's going to play out because we have a good PO3. But if other crypto market cap starts losing $200 billion, I'm happy to probably book the loss and sell it. Why? Because I just don't want to hold another alt that probably going to dump like 50-60%. Because if we start losing the range lows of $18, if we lose that levels, INJ is simply going to go down 2 down. I mean, that is the support that we are having of $7. That's where it's going to go then. So you really don't want to, you know, play something that, I mean, I've put a lot of money on INJ on this, you know, on this, on the move and the down. Basically, it's a very good risk reward, 25x reward, and the stop loss is just 7%. Basically, you can even put a tight stop loss of $18 as well. 17.9 is gonna just simply make it 5%. So it's a very good deal actually for INJ. FET, I'm still expecting FET to come back down to so first of all, let's discuss Rune. I think Rune is at wave 4 here. If BTC probably holds here and might give a small dip, but if BTC slightly holds here, I think Rune is going to do like a V-shaped recovery and it's going to pump it up to $6.7. So I think Rune is doing 4th wave right now, and one more push is pending for the Rune in my view. So you can expect 13% move on the Rune on upside. Max it can go to 2.4. So like a 17% move on an upside. So Rune is a must watch. It should be there on your watch list. The invalidation will be under 5.48. So if it goes under 5.48, this account is going to invalidate, and probably you just have to sell it at that point of time. But yes, definitely Rune is something we need to clearly have a watch on. It's at the good levels in my view. And in fact, if you look at the chart, there is 200 EM and 200 H1 support around 5.568 as well. So maybe slightly one more down under the order block. You see the 4-hour order block, and you can also see a gravestone doji, or you can say a pennant. Basically, you see this is where the sell-off happened. So that sell-off is going to be your demand zone. Basically, that's your new demand. So that order block might be a very good, oh sorry, my fibs. Yeah. So that order block is going to be a good support for Rune in my view. So the invalidation is very clear. I think we should be playing this. We should definitely be playing a bounce actually. Let's also talk about. I mean, AVEX was one of the best shorts in my view. I was long AVEX if you remember, and we booked profit at 26.8988. You know, when I saw this harmonic, I was like, this is shit. I mean, this harmonic. I mean, who would have not shorted AVEX if you would have seen this harmonic? And just look at it. How simply these harmonics are so nice. You know what this harmonic is? I mean, anyone can tell me what this harmonic is? This is the shark. This is a perfect shark. Look at it. It rejected from 786, go back down to 116 and rejected from 1.39. This is the shark we are talking about. And you see the shark plays out. It just gave us a massive dump, taking the liquidity. I mean, this is just a small example of what I was talking about Bitcoin on the like a bigger time frame scale. I mean, that's what the bigger shark is. Look at this. That's your bigger shark, you know. That's your bigger shark. So look at it. The next time, you know, you really, I mean, I just simply don't draw harmonics based on how I like it. I draw how the market is giving it. I mean, these harmonics have a story behind. You know, every harmonic has a story. I mean, it can be that normally the shark forms when we are at the top of the fifth wave. That's how the shark, you know, forms actually. So remember, when these sort of shark, you feel that it's forming at the bottom, ignore it. It's not going to play out. The W pattern, when it's formed at the top or at a very close resistance, that's where it makes it a very high probable trade for you. Similarly, an M pattern, when it forms at the bottom, when basically we are not at the previous swing highs, we are at the lows, that's where it works a high probable trade at that point of time. You know, and I'm damn sure that we are going to print a lot of money basically in the month of November as well for the members. I just want you guys to at least double your account with us. That's what my target is, and I'm going to give my best to that. Some days we might not trade because with no clarity we have. It's not that every day you're going to get a trade. October was the month where every damn day we have traded. Even on weekends we have pumped like 3 trades and pumped up. We have made good money in October. Now that's ended. Khalas. No more talk about October. What went good with October? We learn from that. What went bad with October? We learn from that so that we don't repeat the mistakes for the November. We want to see our portfolio grow and not, we just won't want to see it just probably dump, you know. So I think AVEX is like a best smaller bomb you're watching right now for like a bigger bomb that's going to unleash when it starts dumping. So you can just imagine what's going to happen with Bitcoin when, you know, this shark plays out. The sharks is something you should not messing with. This is like an end game actually. You should not mess with the shark, you know. Never ever you should mess with the shark. It just did not. It just took this lows, you know. It took the lows and then it started dumping further. It just triggered a big bear market for, you know, I would say the bear rally for the AVEX. Like, you see, it just lost these levels, the lows, and it dumped another 5% practically. So just imagine what would happen with the Bitcoin. I mean, the lows for the Bitcoin is here on 49K. So the equivalent, you know, entry from the lows would be, you will definitely get a bounce, as I mentioned. Yeah, just the equivalent entry would be somewhere around 40%, 30 to 40% would be somewhere around, you know, 30K levels or 28.8 levels. This shark would be the end game for Bitcoin. You know, it's going to be the end game if this plays out. And you are going to hear from me first. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, guys. And at least, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm not going to make money, but at least I'm not going to lose money, because what we are talking right now is you need to understand it very clearly, and you need to understand it in your mind. We are clearly talking about the biggest risk reward that people are going to lose over here if this shark plays out. How? They are simply going to FOMO, into longs over here once we start making new all-time highs and in this red box. And where would be the stop loss? Their stop loss would be here around 65.3. And what would they be anticipating? Like what? 1.6 R? Okay, perfect. Or maybe max 1.7 R for the swings. 1.7 R for a 17% bounce. I would be happy to miss the 17% bounce. I'm really happy because the downside risk is 11% dump, you know. And sorry, that's not 11%. That is like what we are talking about, 33% dump. Practically, this is the risk reward we are having right now for the shark. This is the risk reward. Now, you as a trader, you have been with me for more than, you know, I would say 5 years. A lot of people who are with me for 5 years when I was in WWG. For those who are with me in 21M Technicals is now more than a year. This is not the risk reward you want to play, guys. Just ask yourself whether you want to play this risk reward. Yes, this risk reward is feasible. When we are talking about this, when we are looking for an invalidation and we are looking for 120K bounce or 130K, the 2R makes sense. The 2R still makes sense practically. So if you're willing to lose 1 million over here, yes, you're going to make another 1 million with this risk reward. But that's how this makes sense. The previous risk reward don't make sense to me. So practically you need to think like a trader actually in my views. And that's the reason. If the analysis go wrong, you're going to lose 17% bounce, but you at least not going to end up wrecked if it dumps, you know, for 20-30%. That's not a good risk reward, my friend. That's not a good risk reward. So I hope everything is clear, my friend. And others I've already mentioned, the bull and bear case for the others, total 3 as well. I'm anticipating it to dump further and can even touch, you know, the I would say 0.14 Fibonacci level support, which would be around $597 billion, which is absolutely fine with me. That's going to be a good support for the 1-2-1-2. And that's going to be an ascending triangle as well, a perfect ascending triangle. It's what I'm watching right now. I'm not sure if it's going to play out, but this is what the watch is. It's a perfect ascending triangle, like a breakout and ascending triangle like this. And once you get a breakout, 16% move guaranteed. So where are we going to buy? Ethereum and alts, when it's go to $597.3 billion, we buy. Simple as that. We buy alts. You can long whatever you want because your invalidation is very clear. Your invalidation is just $589 billion, which is like 2%, less than 2%, guys. That is going to be invalidation. So you lose 2% of your portfolio and you can make more than 25% gains. Look at the risk reward, you know. So that's what I have for today's stream, guys. I have to leave now. And total, guys, something to be careful about. We rejected from the resistance, so we just have to be slightly careful over here on total. Basically, if we are closing, this might be the diagonal actually, I'm not sure, but if we are closing daily like this, I'll have to reconsider. You know, I will have to tell you that the bounce is for exiting. The next bounce is to exit every damn thing that you have. Just sell it, trust me. And when I say sell it, which means that, you know, you won't lose anything actually. You might lose some profits. We will buy higher so that we can sell much higher. You know, that's the theory I would apply now. I would not apply the theory that buy the dip and, you know, sell up higher. When you see such sort of a strong resistance rejection on the daily, so practically, you know, currently we will play the levels. Everything we are going to play as per the plan. No change in the plan. But if something changes, if Bitcoin starts losing 69.1 as well as 69.9 on the daily, then the plan changes. We will have to literally sell every damn positions that you, or whatever the alts you're holding, short it same position, the spots you have, so that you can hedge it. Basically, you won't lose further on those alts. That's all for the today's stream. I hope you loved it. 110 members on the stream, guys, and only 8 people like this video. I request for you to please press the like button, share it with all your friends and family so that they don't get wrecked playing the market. there should be a complete visibility as to how you would want to see the market. Just don't be blind and keep on screaming 100k, 200k. There should be a reasonable reason for belief that yes, the 100k, 120k is coming. There should be reasonable reason, justification basically. And the levels need to be played accordingly, guys. So please press the like button. Also, if you like to trade with me, trade on the Bybit. You can create an account on Bybit, and the link and everything is mentioned in the description, my friends. One more indicator, very strong and powerful. We are currently having AI bot, guys, and also an indicator for signals, which is having an accuracy of 75 to 80%. Sometimes 70% as well, but never under 70%. Never. Not a single. I've tested it for 4 months consecutively, and the results I've posted it transparently on my Discord as well, that how it has performed. Average is 75-80%. I am developing an indicator which is going to give you very close to 90% success rate, and it's likely going to give you very late trades, but when it gives you, it's gonna give you a minimum of 15 to 20% bounce. You're gonna make it big on that. So I am developing it, and probably my developer it's Diwali, so he's on vacation. Probably he will be visiting, and he'll be back in November. He mentioned that he'll be back around 20th November. He's going on long holidays actually. After a lot of work, he did a really good job, so he deserved it actually. And so once he comes back, we will start working on that, because the logics and everything is set, and then we will test it. So I'm expecting it to release it early week of December, probably even November itself. Let's see. So stay tuned, guys, and I'm going to give the access of that indicator only and only to those who are have created the Bybit account with my link, and they are actively using that account. So definitely I'm gonna give it to those, so that they can make more money out of it. I want you to be successful, that's it. And I want to restrict it to the very limited person, because the more people uses it, the more noise it's gonna have. So I don't want to give it to more than 500 people, honestly. Maybe even I can restrict it down to 200 people, but not more than 500. Even if somebody wants to create a Bybit account above 500 people, I will not give them. So right now we still have, and once the ceiling is touched, I will simply inform or in the Discord that now the ceiling is touched, and I would be giving it. But right now it's open. If you really would want the access in future, create a Bybit account right now and trade on it actively, guys. Thanks a lot. It's up to you. I'm not forcing anyone, okay? And yeah, I personally use Bybit actually. I don't face any issues. But if you face any issue, always ping me. I'm there to help you guys. I will be taking your... So far, I've helped every member who have faced any issue with the Bybit. I'll take it up with my manager, and he's going to help you out as well. Okay? So that's all. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye. Cheers. And wishing you a very happy Diwali.